Ready to power up your business results? In today's show, meet Catherine Cook, Lead Business Advisor for The Engine, and learn how she's helping Kiwi businesses grow. We discuss the importance of personalised service, no matter how big or small your business is, with Charles George from Colonial Hot Tubs. And then we finish with tips on how to do what you do best and delegate the rest with Joe Jensen from Strictly Savvy. It's all here on the Engine Business Show.
Well, kia ora and welcome to the first episode of the Engine Business Show, helping business owners and entrepreneurs power their business results. And there is no better person to have as our first guest. She is the founder and the creator of the Engine, as well as being lead business advisor. This is Catherine Cook. Kia ora and welcome.
Thank you.
Your show is on air. How do you feel?
Excited to be able to share some amazing stories and insights to other business owners.
So I want to know about your own entrepreneurial journey and how you ended up creating the Engine, because it is all about your community, your people, showcasing some of your clients, and we've got some great stories coming up. But first, tell me about your entrepreneurial journey.
Well, my entrepreneurial journey started about 18 years ago, and I actually went into business, and I was scared as going, can I do this, can I not? Constantly having these thoughts in my head, and you know what? I did it. And I kept growing and growing and growing. And, along the way, there's been lots and lots of challenges, lots of wins, but lots of challenges, lots of wins, lots of challenges, just going backwards and forwards like that. I just love to be able to help other people on their journey now. And that's why I created the Engine, is, if I can impart knowledge, if my people can impart knowledge, then we're building heart in other people's businesses. That's what we're doing.
And you are a very heart-centric person by nature. You are heart-led, heart-driven business.
Yeah.
So for you, you've grown into business advisory, and you've done everything. You've worked with the Rugby World Cup. You set up an incredible business focused on children and education and empowerment. What led you into business advisory? Because that's a whole different business from what you've done previously.
Oh, look, it is, absolutely. And I guess what led me into it is adversity. And, if I can take my own personal adversity and all that knowledge that I've built up and share it with other people, I guess I'm trying to help other people not make the same mistakes. And also I'm learning along the way as well. So with doing what I'm doing and meeting the people that I'm meeting, such as my providers, and I'm gaining insights and being able to share it. So we've got a really solid community sharing that people don't have to go and pick up the Yellow Pages, which I don't believe exist anymore. So Yellow Pages just got obviously some publicity. Who do you go to for a website, a marketing strategy? I don't want to be a point solution provider. I want to be someone who's there for the long term. The sounding board, the bricks and mortar advisory company. That's what we are.
Wow. And everything for you is about those relationships, the connections with your advisory team, your providers who come in. So when somebody's working with you, it's not, like you said, just a one-point solution. It's a collaborative approach to transforming businesses. Would that be fair?
Yeah, look, I've got some interesting analogies that I've used even in my former businesses. I used to say to people, look, we're all on a journey and we're all on a bus and everyone has a role to play. So someone's a driver, someone's singing and someone's playing the guitar and all that kind of thing. And you can get off at any point. But the reality is it's about bringing everyone together and having the destination. And so in businesses, most of them don't even know where they're going. They don't have a destination. And so with what we're doing with the Engine, we're actually taking them a little bit back to basic 101 and putting in the foundations that aren't there.
I love that.
And if you can put solid foundations in, then you've got something to build on.
Yes, totally agree, totally agree. Well, this show that we've co-created together, I'm
so
super
excited.
excited, yes, is really about sharing entrepreneurial stories and sharing wisdom from other business owners and entrepreneurs, because I believe we all pick that up along the way. So let's give value right now. What would be some of the top tips? Let's go for 3 quick top tips that you wish other business owners and entrepreneurs knew that would make things better.
Well, I think first and foremost, before you go into business, understand what your exit strategy is.
Good one.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, but that's a whole show and another story.
Yeah.
The second tip is that you can't have a business without cash. So understand how you're going to pay to grow this business, and also understand that business isn't going to be paying you possibly for up to a year.
Yes.
So that's the second tip. Cash is king. The third thing is understand who you are and what you stand for. Because if you go out and you say you're this, but you actually end up behaving and delivering as something else, that people are going to get very confused. And even at the Engine, we've had to really take a re-look at who we are, because you're constantly evolving. So the tip on the last one of who you are is an evolution, and the destination is something that you do need to know before you actually start in business.
Oh, so good. What a way to start the show. Oh, this is great. And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely.
So what's going to happen is every single week, people will be able to tap into Catherine's brain and learn some great tips and tricks. So every week we'll be delivering value just like that from Catherine, and you'll meet some of the other amazing people that she's connected to who are also going to share their wisdom. So Catherine, I want to say thank you for being part of this incredible TV journey, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and doing that great work you do to transform people's lives. You're amazing.
Oh, look, thank you so much for the opportunity. And one last tip, if I may,
bonus.
Is at the Engine, we don't judge anybody. So it's your shoes that you're walking in, and we're here to help.
I love that. Now, if you want to reach out and get in touch with Catherine from the Engine, you can do that. Here's some details on how to reach out. So make sure you get in touch. You're not on this journey alone. We're all in it together. Thank you for kicking off the show with me, and congratulations. Well, when it comes to your ideal client making an informed decision, you cannot overlook buyer education. And to tell us more about the importance of that education, I have Charles from Colonial Hot Tubs here to tell me more. Hi, Charles. Welcome to the studio.
Hi, Monique.
Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks
Colonial Hot Tubs. Now, I hear you are quite the craftsman yourself, so tell me about Colonial Hot Tubs.
Colonial Hot Tubs started in 1973. My brother bought it off the original owner in the mid-80s, and he owned it for 25 years. Then I took it over from him in 2011, and I've been doing it ever since. So it's been in the family for quite a while. And back in the day, I used to make them with my brother in his garage. And then
that's great.
Then we moved into a little storage unit, and I made them there for a long time. And then, then we've grown to a slightly bigger factory now, and we're doing it better.
And a growing team, I hear as well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. We've got some great new people on board.
I have to admit, though, it sounds like a little bit of a luxury. Is there still a lot of demand for hot tubs in New Zealand?
Yeah, there is. There is. It's quite a different experience to your standard plastic type spa pool. It's a little bit deeper. So, and it obviously looks a lot different. But it's a slightly different experience in that, you're a bit more weightless, a bit more communal, sitting around facing each other. And, there's a lot more we can do with it, given that we build them from the ground up.
I love that. I love that. So it is a really hands-on approach. And my understanding is it's hands-on with the product, but also hands-on in that client journey with your customers as well. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I've just got a new salesperson on board, but the idea is that we meet the customer, we talk them through it. we're with them through the whole process, and then the handover, we're there to show them how to use their hot tub as well.
Oh, right. So right from the creation, right from that first moment of getting in touch through to that hot tub ending up in your backyard.
Yeah, that's right.
You're part of that whole journey.
Yeah, and we're happy to work with engineers and architects as well, because often people want something that's a little bit out of the circle, you might say, and we can. If someone's got a vision, we want to help them create it.
So one of the things that we've talked about previously is the importance of education throughout that sales process. And seeing as how this is a business show, we want to give away as much business advice to people as possible. Yeah. So tell me first of all, how have you, because Colonial Hot Tubs is well known in New Zealand. Yeah. So what are the sorts of things that you've done, do you think, to really identify yourselves as a unique product in the market?
So we like to build things that last, and we want to make things run well and be easy to use. And so the idea is that we can customize pretty much anything we want on the hot tub. Aside from we're the only people building the hot tubs in the original Coopering fashion.
I did not know that.
There's a lot of pretenders out there. I say that. And so being able to customize what we put on the hot tubs, there's lots of different options as far as that's concerned. Without trying to confuse the customer with too many options, I like to try and guide people in the right direction and just get the best result for what they want and how they want to use their tub.
Now, one of the things we've discussed is the importance of that education. So when people are going through that process with you and they're creating this unique solution effectively with you for their home, what are the key elements that you're talking through with them around the creation of that product?
Yeah, there's a couple of key things, like you say. There's how people want to use their hot tub. Will it be all the time, anytime? Where they want it to be and how they want it to look. How it's heated and how we sanitize it, keep it clean and looking nice. Those are the key things. And from there, the conversation grows.
So education is a really important part of that process for you?
Yeah.
So it's not just, look, this is a really beautiful thing to have in your backyard. It's so much more in that journey. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because the last thing you want is a customer to look back and go, oh, I wish I'd done that or something else.
So when people are seeking you out over others in a very competitive market, what would be the biggest challenges that they're finding with getting the solution they want for their home?
Yeah. So I think that one of the most common challenges we have is, okay, how do we get this thing into your property and make it work? And there aren't many places that we can't get them into. We can build them exactly where they sit if necessary.
Is that actual?
Yeah,
that
we
happens?
can literally build them on site. Yeah, we do that quite often.
Wow.
And then, from there, it's just a case of, are they worried about noise? Do they want it to heat up really fast? Do they want to be able to adjust everything from their phone from anywhere in the world? And
Are you kidding
there's
me?
lots of different things that we can do for them. But getting the tub in, and a big one for people these days is power consumption too. So there's some options there that make it easier and cheaper to heat your hot tub.
So easier on the pay packet, and and better for your lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
So I have a really big question for you. There are a lot of people who watch our show who are interested in maybe adding value to their property or preparing it for sale. Yeah. So tell us, as somebody who is in this industry, is this a good value add for a property?
It is a good value add for a property if it's done properly. If you plonk something down in the middle of an open space, sometimes it may look like it's not meant to be there or as a last-minute afterthought. But done well, there are some amazing landscapers out there that can do really cost-effective designs and make something look like it's been there for a while and was meant to be there. So there's a couple of ways to do that, and I can help people through that process too. But in any sense, most people are going to appreciate a property with a hot something out the back that they can sit and relax.
I totally agree. It sounds luxurious.
Yeah.
And finally, from business owner to business owner to the business owners watching today as well,
Yeah.
if you could share a piece of advice with our viewers around something they should consider when it comes to business owning or entrepreneurship, what's that piece of, this is your Oprah moment, what's that piece of wisdom you would like to share to other business owners or entrepreneurs?
Oh, you've caught me off guard
I
there.
have. I like it.
Okay, you've got to be ready to pounce on opportunity, and you have to believe in your product, and you have to believe in what you're doing, and if at all possible, if you can add value to society, then that's going to help your journey for sure.
As Oprah would say, that's a tweetable moment. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Charles. An absolute pleasure having you here in the studio. And if you want to find out more about Colonial Hot Tubs, you can get directly in touch with Charles through the Colonial Hot Tubs website. There's the website for you there, hottubs.co.nz. They are the original handcrafted hot tub here in New Zealand. Being an entrepreneur can be a very lonely journey, and often we are expected to do everything. But thankfully, we have Jo Jensen from Strictly Savvy in the studio to answer your questions. Is it time to get your own virtual assistant? Jo, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me about Strictly Savvy. You're one of New Zealand's largest virtual assistant businesses in the country. Tell me about how it all happened.
Yeah, we are. About 9 years ago, I realised that there was business owners who were trying to do everything themselves. And yes, they're technically great at what they do, but then taking on all of the back office and the admin and the bookkeeping, they had to become that for their business. And so that's where I realised that there was this huge need for business owners to get some resources, have some help from people who know what they're doing so that it can free them up to do exactly what they do best so they can delegate the rest. That's what we do.
So virtual assistants have been around for a little while, and many people are familiar with maybe using a virtual assistant overseas. Your company, your crew is based here in New Zealand?
Yeah, so we have a local team. And they have all sorts of skills from bookkeeping, executive assistants, and even some creative type services.
Wow. How did you actually start this business though? Because it's quite a niche one, isn't it?
It was very, very new in New Zealand. There was only a few virtual assistants around, and really people had no idea or had never heard of the term virtual assistant. And often people might have thought, oh, this must be AI or it must be robots or, Siri, something like that.
So true.
But we're actually real people. And I started because I didn't want to commute anymore. And, we're in this remote world now. So this was 9 years ago. I realized that I wanted to work from home and I wanted to help lots of people do better in their business. And I knew that I had a wide range of skills coming from an executive assistant background that I could share now with small to medium business owners.
So when people are seeking you out or seeking out Strictly Savvy, what are the key pain points that they need help with? What are you seeing the most?
Overwhelm. They have so much on their plate, they can never get through their to-do list, and they are finding that they are doing things that they're just not good at. And that takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of headspace and effort, and they just sort of spread too thin. Now, to really grow your business, you have to get some help. You can't do it alone, even though we like to think that we can in New Zealand.
We're expected to. Often we put that expectation on ourselves that we should be generalists at everything when we come into a business because we have that passion or that drive, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're helping with that and helping people go from overwhelm to
focusing their time on exactly what they should be doing. That's, bringing in revenue, servicing their clients, coming up with new ideas, that sort of strategic focus rather than doing the admin. It just doesn't make sense for business owners to be doing that.
Look, I totally agree. One of the things I've talked to about friends saying, I've said to them, you should use a virtual assistant. They said, yeah, but it's going to cost me money. And I'm sure that's an objection you would hear as a business owner, as regardless of what business you're in. We all hear that all the time. So let's flip that on its head. How do you as a virtual assistant company save people money?
it's an investment. By investing in a virtual assistant and getting some help, think about that of like switching you doing that work to you then doing really high value stuff. There's no, it doesn't make sense for you to be doing low level tasks when you can really, throw your time into some great revenue generating activities and increasing that profit in your business. So how it makes sense financially is that you've got to think of it like an investment. So you're investing in a virtual assistant so that you can grow your business. And by essentially sharing a virtual assistant across, with other business owners. So one virtual assistant can be looking after, 7 to 9 clients. So you're essentially sharing a resource, but you still get full-time access. So it feels like you have a full-time person, but you're only actually paying for 100% focused, dedicated time on the task.
Genius.
You think of like employees, you've got to pay them for all their breaks, going to the bathroom, having chats, water cooler conversations. Now all of that time, that dead time, is stripped away because it's 100% focused on the task at hand with a virtual assistant.
I need one. I've already decided.
Everyone needs one.
Everyone needs one. I totally agree. So for you, one of the things I've noticed with your company is that you've done some really clever things to uniquely position yourself in a very competitive market. So your podcast is a great example. So tell me a little bit on what you've done to help get your own business out there.
Yeah, it's all about being seen online and having a really consistent online presence. So in the beginning, we did a lot of face-to-face networking and really got to know the local business owners in our region. But we're wider than that. We have clients all over the country and some even overseas. So what that's about is having a really great online presence and having it nice and consistent, having great branding and just showing up online. So we do a lot of video content. We answer a lot of questions in our Savvy Sessions series on YouTube. And then we've just started another one, which is Get Savvy with Tisha and Joe. And so this is our way of showcasing our knowledge online and positioning ourselves as that leader.
Totally love it. I have listened. I've watched your video content. You're doing a great job. And, this show is for business owners and entrepreneurs, not just to promote businesses. Obviously, that's going to happen. But to really showcase that knowledge or that expertise from the business owners themselves, from that business owner to anybody who might be watching, which leads me into the next question. One of the things I love about the show is knowledge sharing. So for you as a business owner, if you could impart 3 big tips that you would want every other business owner to consider when they're on their own business or entrepreneurial journey, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I think the first one, I love what Catherine says about delegate to elevate. That is so true. And if you just think about your time as a really precious resource and focus it where it should be and then delegate the other things, that's really going to elevate your business. So I love that and totally agree. Another one is that visibility, that like show up, be seen, don't hide behind email, like actually pick up the phone, talk to people, get on video, get online. And really, people say to me, but I don't know what to talk about. It's like, okay, simplify it right down to what are the questions that you get asked most regularly when you're having a sales conversation or just chatting to someone about what you do. What do they ask? Just answer those questions. So I really love that. The other one is to streamline and automate whatever you can in your business. And if you're hiring a virtual assistant, this should be one of the things that you talk to them about. And what can we streamline? What can we get really working well and like process and systemize everything in the business so that you're just this great engine?
Perfect. I absolutely love it. Some really sound advice there, Joe. Thank you so much for sharing that. I am immensely grateful. And a few tips taken away by myself today that I'm definitely going to put into my realm of consideration. So thank you. Now, if you want to get in touch with Joe now as your opportunity, you can reach out to Joe and talk to the team at Strictly Savvy by starting the conversation over on her website, strictlysavvy.co.nz. All you need to do is click the I'm Ready button and your journey has begun.
What is the engine?
Wow, it's not a car, but it's like a car. It has many, many moving parts. So it's a group of professionals skilled in their own specialist areas, and we work collaboratively. So if you come to the Engine and you say, I want a website, the chances are you'll be asked, where's your marketing strategy? And the reason we do that is we don't want to be known as the business that can help someone build a website that has a front door and nobody knows about where to find it. So at the Engine, we work collaboratively, and we've got 3 providers that will work with you on brand strategy, marketing strategy, and me as the advisor will basically bring it all together and make sure that you keep on track and keep you accountable.